It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved. And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play. Roethlisberger to Brown. And even 40 yards. Well, that didn't take very long. You mentioned you have to keep him under wraps. Avoid the big play is what you said, and here he makes one in the first quarter. Yeah, you can't let this become a habit. Otherwise, you know what will happen? He'll flat out take over this game. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. Spinning away. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The Steelers, of course, had all the questions lingering with Le'Veon Bell. Tip of the cap to James Conner. He really has filled in nicely. He prepared himself as if he were going to be the starter right from week 1. And I got to see him in preseason, and you saw a little bit of everything. His ability to run inside, also run to the perimeter, catch the ball out of the backfield. And how about his season opener against Cleveland? They didn't win the game, but he played awfully well. 135 yards rushing, and he helped close out a big win at Tampa Bay in week 3 on Monday Night Football with some nice runs down the stretch. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Here's Roethlisberger. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter. Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown. And that last one, that hurts. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds. Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much. And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there. Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover.
gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
On first down, Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action here on first down. Gonna look deep for Jim. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, 34 yards. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Got a second here to assess Pittsburgh's last season as their offense comes onto the field. You know, for most of the folks that are fans of the Steel City, they're probably saying, wow, this was tough. But, hey, they were 9-6-1. The thing is, expectations there are playoffs every year.
You're right. And to show that, they haven't been under 500 since 2003. It's a very consistent franchise. But remember how the season began. Le'Veon Bell once again holding out. They expected him to show up and play. That didn't happen. Then at the end of the year, Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger. What's going to happen there? So they bookended their season with controversies. In the middle, did not play up to their standards. I still thought they were going to win the AFC North. Turned out Baltimore nosed them out. They've got to do some retooling in the offseason. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Short throw pick-6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Okay, partner, got to fit in some Super Bowl chatter here. We're going to have New England and the L.A. Rams, two teams that had to go on the road and win their respective conference titles.
And think about this. The Patriots, who went to 8 straight AFC championship games, back in the Super Bowl yet again, yet they believe they're the underdogs and feel like the whole world is against them. How did they get to adopt that posture? But it's working for them.
And remember, by the way, the Patriots, their first Super Bowl win was against the Rams back in their St. Louis days.
So a lot has changed for the Rams since then. And the Patriots, consistently the most successful team in the NFL. This is going to be fun.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Play action. It's Roethlisberger. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 39 yards. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Flush to his right. And avoids the contact by sliding. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the 1st down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Screen pass to Sproles. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They run with Ajayi. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Wentz forced out to his left. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Elliott now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, good move. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Snickers, you got to spin. 53, check 53. Take both of them.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
The Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Snickers, you got to spin. Quarter.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Roethlisberger now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here.
Quarter. Snickers.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Antonio Brown with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. Point after, right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On second down, here's Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Come on now, let's go. Hey, other side, solid.
Shotgun now for Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On third and long, it's Wentz.
Shotgun type formation mesh.
Deep middle of the field. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Fielded at about the 28. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Eat these two.
Again, it's Counter. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Going absolutely nowhere.
No save.
So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Play action. Now Wentz. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Bud Dupree leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. Flushed out right. It's complete. It's Sproles. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Wentz going to throw. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. An Eagle 1st down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey so dangerous even when a defender's near him.
He's got such a big body, ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control, and you're exactly right. Even if people are draped.
They run again with a Johnny. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's Wentz to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Give him 30 yards there. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Run! Lay down! Here we go.
Yeah, I don't like the play.
Play action. Now Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Cravon LeBlanc with a pick. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bud Dupree in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll run it with Sproles. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This will be taken at the 10. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup...
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Michael Bannon in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jalen Mills, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Great 57. Here we go.
Wentz to throw. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. He got 29 yards that time.
Black.
Now Wentz. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Sean Davis with a pick. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy, because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Malcolm Jenkins up to make the stop. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw. Going to look deep for Jeffrey. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Escaping the pressure right. And it pops slips free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Roethlisberger. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 42. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.
It's one of them ones, man.